We're back in Eternia, opening up Masters of the Universe Origins figures. I've got the Battle Armor He-Man, a deluxe figure in the line. You can see the bigger package and everything. And he kind of has a feature function as well, making him deluxe. We'll open him up, talk about the figure, compare it to the old 80s original, and talk about why I collected this for my collection. The main reason's right in this area, right here. Get that out of there. I also like that Merman's sword is the one doing the damage in the artwork. Putting over Merman's sword. Pretty cool. Get a hold of the figure first, or at least the comic book. Removable parts and the accessories. But we've got the little comic. Got those hover bots here. Clamp Champ that's also in this deluxe set. I have a video about the Hoverbot figures as well. There's Skeletor in his battle armor and He-Man in his. There's actually a couple versions of this figure. Unfortunately, I didn't get the painted boots version. There's one where the straps are colored. I kind of wanted that one, but I haven't been able to find it in person, so I went ahead and ordered it once the price kind of went down on it. And also, I feel like there were dull and shiny chest plates. I'm not sure which one exactly I got here. This seems a little shiny. And the head sculpt is this kind of surprised face here. I guess maybe it's supposed to be a battle face, like he's going, ah, or something, but just kind of looks shocked and surprised. And there seems to be some smudging on here. Well, this comes right off there. Normal body otherwise, other than that chest piece. Where he does permanently have a spot for his sword in the back there. Kind of a hole there, so pretty comparable to the others of the line, of course, that I have here. Plethora of accessories here. He-Man. He's all offense here, no shield. He just comes with sword and axe, no shield. So extra power sword, cool, because just the silver color. That way Prince Adam, like he is up here, can have just a normal colored power sword instead of the pink one. That's just kind of strange. And then an extra axe, because why not? Also, just the other two have well, the normal He-Man just has an open hand. This one comes with open hand and an interchangeable holding hand, so he can wield the two weapons instead of just one. Here he just has one holding hand, but we can swap, make sure he's holding both weapons potentially. Also have a power effect that's supposed to go on top of the sword, like he's kind of doing the transformation, or he's doing the I have the power. So cool, just bonus effect, not something that the 80s would have came with, not like an idea that they had, just like, oh, here's the power, you'd only have something like this as a missile or something like that, you know, that he was shooting the power, but you're just kind of a display piece, so that's why partly this line's a lot more collector-oriented. Feature of roll it up to the normal, and then once you've given it a hit, as the one slice, two slice, but from there it just stays. You have to roll it back to the beginning before you can hit him again. It's just kind of one little push in usually activates the rollover to do more damage, but you have to put it back in position, the starting position. Interesting feature, but the main accessory here we're wanting to look at is this alternate head that's modeled after the more original toy of He-Man, because the Origins line one was actually its own special design. It's not really meant to be like the original, like a lot of the others in the lineup. I'm not sure why they didn't just go with this, but they did convince me to buy a whole nother figure just so I can kind of do a head swap to get a more original looking He-Man, which this one matches just fine, same color, very much like the original 80s toy that I never got to have. And so now here, even more so than when I got to open this one up, which was a pretty cool video of me just opening up the He-Man after so many years of wanting a figure like that. Just never having the opportunity before. I know there's been other releases of kind of that redo style, but just to have now that he's even more complete and more like the original, just with added articulation and everything, pretty awesome. We have a couple options for the heads and everything. We can put just an original Origins head on the battle armor, or maybe this kind of face on the Prince Adam using the transformation effect. You can do a lot of good things if you own all these. The problem is my collection I kind of base off of characters that were in the cartoon, and so Battle Armor He-Man never appeared in the cartoon. He never had an episode where he had the battle armor on. So why did I get this? Mostly for that alternate head, and you know, you get the extra power sword and that effect and everything. So I'm not sure what I'll quite do with this. I do remember actually going to someone's house and getting to play with this Battle Armor He-Man. They had Battle Armor He-Man and Cobra Khan. Kind of one of the only few times I got my hands on actual Master Universe toys, but kind of late to the party there. Never got to own them, so it doesn't fit my cartoon kind of thing, but I can kind of display him, you know, to the side just as like a cool ode to the old toy line. You know, a lot of people just had the Battle Armor He-Man because maybe they missed the original wave of the original He-Man, much like I missed all the waves of every single character there was. But since I'm doing the cartoon more, I'd probably take this original He-Man and display him with the power sword. More so, much like the Adam, kind of, instead of the pink sword, maybe he's got the transformation effect going. So this one might be more fun to display with the shield and axe that he didn't really use on the cartoon. But we kind of have a conundrum here that his the axe that he comes with is silver like the power sword, and the regular He-Man has this kind of gray, but that matches the shield. So I'm kind of in limbo with the Battle Armor He-Man's axe being kind of a different color, where not sure why he didn't just come with his own shield at that point, because now I was going to display him with these, but they're such a different color than his armor. It is kind of strange. But since I wouldn't be using the axe and shield usually in my display anyway, at least there's somewhere to put them, because I've damaged him at some point here. It is very touchy, just so you can, if you're playing around with it, it flips to that damage point a lot. You even put the extra axe kind of in the back, just as to not lose it and everything. So for alternate heads, accessories, just options in general with your other He-Man and Adam figures, that's really cool. I don't know if they'll keep doing versions of He-Man just because it's easy for them to include some of the different heads and things. For me, the main selling point or con point was that original He-Man head. Not sure why they didn't just include that, since a lot of the other Origins figures typically just have 80s redos of their original heads. They redid the main character, He-Man. I don't know why, but this looks more like the figure I dreamed of having, you know, the dream version of it, you know, with the articulation. I mean, the real one, you know, would be very simple had I had that back in the day, but since I never got to have that, this like souped up version is super awesome for just my collection, because it looks like the old toys, but it's just that much better about posing and everything. Very sweet. And if I did see, I think there is a single pack of like just normal He-Man like this with this head coming in some waves. I might be tempted to get another one just so I can have Adam with that original head also. Yeah, to get this just from the deluxe set was worth it alone. But we have the power effect. It's a little heavy on the sword there, but also if we were able to get that other one, I think it's a complete power sword with the other Battle Armor, and this regular release just come with the half. So it does kind of weigh it down quite a bit. His wrist can't hold it from the weight. But you have an effect you can put on your He-Man, or just kind of help soup up Prince Adam transforming. We can kind of do the Battle Armor head there. He's like, has the power now, because he's pink sword is cool, but his sword didn't start pink on the show and transform to silver or anything like that. So very much a figure toy line kind of detail. Cool, but I can't really use it too much in what I like to display. That plus the handle's way too thick. I think they fixed this in other releases, but I have kind of one of the older Sky Sled ones, very thick handle. But then we still get somewhere to put the axe and shield of the other He-Man. We can put it on the Battle Armor He-Man. I could, you know, put this at my desk at work, or just by my computer or something like that, you know, just keep this one handy, play around with the battle feature. Instead of just letting him sit, you know, in the normal collection, since I'm going more off of characters from the cartoon of the time. Since I can't really have nostalgia for the characters that were only figures, because I never got to have any of the figures at all. But since I always watched the TV show, you know, I always wanted the toys of the characters in the TV show, even if it was kind of one episode characters. Still very happy to add Battle Armor He-Man. Not quite fitting with my theme, but he gives a lot of accessories and options to the figures that I do want to display prominently. So I open all my Masters of the Universe stuff here, and all my other collectibles. So you want to get subscribed, make sure you see what else we got here. Just answering that question of why collect them. It's always the question. Why collect this stuff? You sliced me. 2 slices? Oh, that's it. Yeah!